Financial independence is all-encompassing, which means that it touches every aspect of your life. Some things that you do on your path to financial independence are going to be more important and more valid than some of the other things. Some things are bigger steps that are going to propel you to financial independence much faster. And that's why in this video, we're going to talk about 10 huge steps that you need to take in order to achieve financial independence. And make sure that you stay until number 10, because number 10 is probably the most important step that you need to take. But of course, all 10 of them are very important. So hopefully you learn something new in this video and you learn about something that can propel you that much quicker on your path to financial independence. Number one I want to start with is make sure that you invest your excess cash reserves, because having too much money in cash can definitely be a drag on your overall return. Okay, because cash typically just sits there, it doesn't make very much money, and it might even lose money due to inflation. So make sure that you are investing most of your money if you want to get to financial independence quicker, because having money invested, time in the market, is one of the biggest indicators of how much money you are actually going to make overall in your investment portfolio. Number two is don't pay to invest. So this is very big when it comes to financial independence. You should definitely never really pay to make trades. So luckily today we see more and more companies offer $0 trading fees, and that is very good compared to the past. So you never want to pay in order to actually buy or sell mutual funds, index funds, whatever they may be. And while at the same time, you always want to look for very low fees. So typically index funds are going to have the lowest of fees, and that is why that's what I recommend, that's what I invest in, that's what many other people love to invest in. So always look for low fees, try to pay very, very little money for actually investing your money. Number three is to create multiple streams of income. And this is very important because not only is it going to raise the total amount of income you take in and make it easier for you to save more money and get to financial independence, but it's also going to actually reduce the amount of risk, because when you only rely on one job for your income, you are literally, it's like investing only in one stock. You have only one source of income, and that is considered relatively risky. And so by diversifying and having more streams of income, you have more sources of where you get actual money, and therefore you will have less risk when it comes to your income because you will have money coming from totally different sources. Number four on this list is to reduce your income taxes to pretty much as little as possible. People in the financial independence community should pretty much not be paying any taxes or very, very low amount of income taxes. That is because the tax code system in the United States is actually very, very friendly for those of us that want to build our net worth and those of us who want to become financially independent. So if you learn the ropes about taxes and learn about how you can invest, and you can actually grow your net worth a lot quicker by actually utilizing tax advantage accounts and tax deductions and tax credits and things like that. So make sure you always work to try to lower your tax bill in a very, very smart way that's going to increase your net worth. Number five on our list, a really big step in becoming financially independent, is to cook more food at home and eat out less. Specifically, meal prepping works really well with this. So the more food that you can cook at home, probably the less that your actual food expenses are going to be, because groceries tend to be 3 to 5 to 10 times less expensive than actually eating out at even low quality restaurants. So definitely eat more at home, cook more food at home. That is a very big pillar of financial independence. And so now we are halfway through this list. We still have 5 really great steps, probably the more important steps to take on the path to financial independence. But really quick, I just want to say, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure that you like it, you give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out, and I really do appreciate it. While at the same time, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and you put on that bell for notifications, because every single week I'm putting out new videos on personal finance, on financial independence, and I just know that there's something that I can help you with. Currently, I'm putting out new videos every Tuesdays and Fridays at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you are subscribed and you have that bell on, because you don't want to miss those new videos. Now let's get on to number 6. And number 6 is to buy used cars. This is a very big deal in the financial independence community. And that's because when you buy used, when it comes to a car versus buying new, you don't take as big of a depreciation hit. So depreciation is basically the value of the car becoming less and less and less. And typically a new car will actually experience about 60% depreciation over the first 5 years of its life. And then it starts to become a little less and less and less after that. So think about if you're buying a brand new car that is $10,000, and of course I know cars are more expensive than that, but that's just for simple math. At $10,000, 5 years later, it's going to be worth only $4,000. So you can multiply that in multiples of how much the actual car would have been worth. But $4,000 compared to $10,000 is much better to me. $8,000 compared to $20,000 is, again, much better to me. Let someone else take that depreciation hit and let you reap the benefits of having a relatively new car that probably still works very, very well. Number 7 on our list is becoming an only one car household. So this has to do again with vehicles, because vehicles are a very, very expensive thing to own. And so if you can become like one car household or even a zero car household, you can reduce your transportation expenses tremendously. And it actually costs a lot more money than you might think, that the average person might think anyway, how much it costs to actually operate a vehicle per year. So one example I like to give of this is that the IRS allows businesses that use their vehicles, like their personal vehicles for business use, they let them deduct 57.5 cents per mile, at least in 2020, that they drive for business. So if you take that, for example, and you multiply it by what the average amount a person drives per year, so currently it is about 13,500 miles per year the average person drives in the United States. And so if you multiply 57.5 cents by 13,500, you get a total cost of $7,762 per year. So according to the IRS, that is about on average how much it costs for you to operate your vehicle if you drove that many miles. So $7,762 per year is a very significant expense, and you could reduce that by just reducing the number of cars in your household. Number 8 is another really big way that you can propel yourself to financial independence, and that is house hacking. So house hacking is a very broad term, and I'm not going to explain everything into it right now, but basically it's finding a very unique way to reduce your housing expense dramatically. So this can be things like, just getting a roommate. It could be things like, buying a house and renting out all the rooms. It could be buying a duplex and renting out half of it and living in the other one. So there are many different ways that you can participate in house hacking, but basically house hacking is a way to dramatically offset the regular housing expense, which is typically the most expensive line item in your budget. Number 9 on our list is geographic arbitrage, another really huge concept in financial independence. And basically what that is, geo arbitrage is you can take the same amount of money at point A and bring it to point B or place B, and it will be worth a lot more. For example, if you move out of a really high cost of living city like San Francisco and you move into a lower cost of city, just off the top of my head, like Dallas, Texas, your money, the same amount of money, is going to go a lot further in that city in Texas rather than in that city in San Francisco. And this can happen all over the United States. So you can go from a higher cost of living area to a lower cost of living area. You could even move, overseas to a very low cost of living country, and your money will go much further. So the same amount of dollars will go much further in different places. And that is geographic arbitrage in a very small nutshell. Number 10 on our list, very, very important for financial independence, and I don't think it's talked about enough, is living a healthy lifestyle to help reduce your healthcare costs. So healthcare is one of those things that is a very big deal in financial independence. It's one of the biggest obstacles that most people are going to face when they're trying to, determine what their financial independence plan is going to be, because healthcare in the United States is a very big issue. It's very expensive, and so it is one of the hardest things to tackle. But I think one of the best things that you can do is to actually live a healthy life. Now, it's not going to guarantee that you're not going to have, health problems or that you're going to have health scares, whatever it may be, but it is one of the best things that we can do in order to make sure that we do as much as we can do in order to try to prevent those healthcare costs. So live a healthy lifestyle. That is a very big part of financial independence, and it will pay many, many dividends in the future. One quote that really resonates me when it comes to those healthcare costs and living a healthy lifestyle is that prevention is better than the cure. So just remember that when you think of healthcare. And while these 10 steps are very, very essential to becoming financial independence, are very big pillars, there's so much more to learn about financial independence. And if you haven't already, make sure that you watch this video that I created called How to Achieve Financial Independence in 10 Years or Less. I give you the complete breakdown on how to do it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Zach from OnCashflow.com, and I hope to see you next time.